Hey, y'all, welcome to another Something in the Water. I'm Uncle Dave Griffin.
I'm Sean Clark. We're here with Ryan Crosby and Jacob Taylor.
Boston Jake, as
Boston
y'all
Jake.
called me for so many years.
Boston Jake.
That's why I hesitated. I was like,
What's he got to do with
Don't
this?
use my real name talking about things.
We like to refer to him as BJ.
I appreciate that. You are the only one out of 17 years that has ever called me that, and I appreciate it, Mr. Dave.
Yeah, I just realized, BJ,
Yeah, exactly.
that's your new
Dave's
name.
the only one. I remember many, many years ago sitting in Whitfield. Dave used to do Monday night open mics and show up with friggin' 4 books about this thick, and he'd say, just name a song and I'll play it for you. And I was like, I never met this crazy old man. All right, play Prince. And he'd sit and play Prince, 1999. And then, play Merle Haggard. Okay, I'll play this just right off the top of his head. Blew my mind. Called me BJ, like a dirty word, I won't say.
Well, and I remember meeting you also, or sharing your company also at the Creek, the original Creek over there.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir. Every night, 100 years ago now, 3 lifetimes ago.
It was a while back.
My hair used to be down here. I lived out of 2 backpacks in a box. It was a wonderful world. Now we're adulting. Isn't it fun?
That was easily the early 2000s.
Yeah, yes,
when
sir.
all that was going on. Yeah. And so I assume you're from Boston?
A little further north, but yeah. The assumption is Boston will say.
Hey, how did y'all meet? When did y'all meet for the first time? You recollect? Whitfield's again.
100 years ago,
It
yeah.
wasn't Whitfield's, though.
No, it was Cheers at that
Cheers.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Cheers.
Really?
Yeah.
I forgot that one. That place has been so many things. Started off as a Carter House.
That's a cool building.
Actually, it started off as a Red Cross facility of some sort, like a hospital or a... And hence the ghost.
Yeah, that place is haunted as anything. I swear
I've been in there, dude, and stomping up the stairs and nobody there, and like doors slamming.
Yeah.
Like, and our old buddy Mike Conway, who was the chef there in one of its incarnations, actually lived in an apartment upstairs.
Yeah, right on the backside of the
and,
stage.
And we'd be going, what was that?
Yeah.
What was that? And he'd say, it's just a ghost. Don't worry about it. And he'd sit there all calm and everything. And he said, hairs on the back of my neck could be just raising cane. And it's just him. Who is him? Oh, my God. Who was it that... was in the bathroom throwing up or something like that, and then as they came out,
he was in there with a girl that was getting sick or whatever, and looked up and saw.
Well, as it came out of the bathroom, you come out into this sitting room, and it had a little settee, a little old red turn of the century settee.
You looked on doing the carpet.
He came out the bathroom door and saw boots and jeans. And he saw the boots and jeans as he came out the bathroom door. And as his eyes went up, it went just shoo, and was gone.
What were y'all talking about? Little Tony did in there.
It was a special night. Yeah.
He was doing Carpet Angels.
It was a special night.
Outside of Florida.
We don't need to relive certain stories.
He was doing Carpet Angels.
That was right after we made it back from the Everglades. That was a long week.
Did y'all have a ghost story?
I remember
from there.
We had a little private clubhouse down in the basement.
I worked there one time. I seen a girl fall out the back of the stairs, out of the kitchen, the stairs that go down. I'm telling you, man, she about to hit every step on the way down. And got hurt. Like, it was bad. I cut myself with a bottle. Boom. In that same spot.
Where'd the ghost?
I don't know about a ghost.
Ghost pushed her.
Yeah, ghost pushed her. I did cut myself with a bottle. Boom.
I painted that kitchen one time after the fire, I think.
Did you hear anything?
I worked there when it caught on fire.
I didn't the whole time I was there. But when I went up to Mike Conaway's that night, sitting in his room, and he's talking to somebody on the computer, and his TV turned off. He goes, "It'll turn back on in a second," and it turned back on, and then like we're in the office up there. That was his apartment.
Yeah,
and up the stairs, I hear stomp, 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 and I was like, "Dude, who's here?" And he's like, "That's nobody." and then the doors downstairs slamming.
I like the sound effects.
He goes, "Come on, I'll show y'all." And you like the sound effect?
I do.
And we go down there, and nothing. And all the doors are locked, and nobody anywhere.
That's when you said, "I'll be leaving now."
Yeah, I left. I said, "Later, dude."
Oh, ghosts don't show themselves to me. I'm not a receptor.
Well, I didn't see him.
Do you believe?
I don't. I think I'm ambivalent on it. Maybe that's why.
That's my only. I have a few other
That's
things.
an easy way out right there. That's an easy way out.
If you're listening,
I believe
I don't care.
That house that Ryan and I used to live
Yeah, I
in
seen
was
some pretty
haunted as
hard to
anything.
explain shit.
That
out of
house
that
was
house.
weird. We found out years
Really?
later it was owned by the preacher.
One you're living in now.
No.
No,
Our old
the
house
one over
over
there
on Mayfair.
by your mom's.
Yeah. It was.
No.
I mean,
My first
cabinets.
night.
I've seen
just
cabinets
be open for no reason.
fly open, and dishes and like pots and pans like fly to the other side of the room.
That's an angry one. There.
No
telling
bullshit.
you, hey,
the
be laying
bathroom
in
door
the bed.
used to
Hey,
lock itself.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking
You
about
remember that?
The
The
closet
hallway?
door
Yeah.
flying open. Boom.
Yeah.
Closet door
That's
flying
straight
open.
out of
I
Laying
had
in the
that.
bed. I'm talking about getting after it. And
That's
boom,
straight out.
boom,
How did you
boom.
sleep after that?
something tied around your
We wasn't sleeping,
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah. No, I remember.
But I'm telling you, it would be some strange stuff.
I remember I woke up one night and the poster fell off the wall. I couldn't move. I know I wasn't sleeping, but I know I wasn't dreaming. And all of a sudden I came to, and I was walking down the hallway, and I saw that it was like a premonition of a girl wearing a white nightie and long dark hair. And I remember you said you saw the same thing, but we won't tell that
I don't
story 'cause
remember
there was
seeing-
something else. But I remember years later I moved out, then Troy moved in, and he saw the same girl on the same side of the bed. Then Dylan saw the same thing. That was wild. The bathroom door used to lock itself, and even like put shoes or a towel in front of it, and the door used to just shut itself and lock. Then we found out the preacher's wife killed herself in my old bedroom.
I don't know that something like that. Something.
The preacher used to.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
That's what
think.
happened.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Didn't
know.
you have Jake?
Yeah.
Didn't you have something tied around your neck?
No, it
Wake
wasn't
up.
me. Yeah, I think that's when the next people that lived there.
Did you hit him?
Oh, yeah. No, my chain, my cross. Yeah. I woke up. It was that same night, that same story. The poster fell off the wall and shit. And my chain was all the way up around my neck, and I couldn't move. It was the weirdest thing.
Okay.
I believe it. I
Okay.
was also doing a lot of different life things at that time. So,
Did one of y'all hit on her?
was that?
Yeah,
Twice.
she'd have seen some
came
rooster
back.
meat. She'd been
She came back real
ghosting
quick.
me. I'm an easy man to follow.
Did she hit on y'all? Did you wake
Little
up?
cuckling, little ghost cuckling.
That's what it was. She was right there on the side of the bed watching.
Did you wake up with scratches?
No, did it mad though when he moved in there after?
I think so. Yeah, there's
He
some
woke
crazy.
up,
I'm telling you.
and his aunt came in and did like a full blessing of the house and everything like that. Not more than just burning the sage.
I'm about to. There's a bunch
Yeah.
of people living there. It was
Yeah.
a fun house.
That was a lot of fun house. We had the volleyball court in the backyard. Fires every night. 3/5 of bourbon, 6 days a week.
Home is what you make it. Yeah, we were. It was a wild time when we were living together and hanging out like Met. We were both
Back in the younger days.
wild times.
Hey.
We were getting after it, and we'll listen to a bunch of y'all play a bunch of carburetor gigs. Mm-hmm. We were hitting some music too, some good music.
I miss those carburetor gigs.
The Abby and Paul,
Yeah.
those were good. Those were some good gigs. Those are some good gigs.
That was a rich time right there.
Pope and Doty, and you, and
Yeah.
that was the Jack Cadillac stuff. That was good.
Yeah, yeah. What was the name of that little place y'all debuted downtown next to the First Baptist Church?
Twin Earth,
Yeah.
Rick Bennett's place.
That was a magic night. I remember I was there for that one.
Was that our debut? That was our.
It seemed like it was the coming out party.
It was
I
Halloween.
swear to God.
It was Halloween.
And Pope was on drums,
yeah,
and
Pope
you
was-
were on theremin.
Yeah, and we painted
What
our
kind
face
of
like
medicine is that?
skulls.
He's on that theremin.
And
I said-
an electric guitar too.
Did you have a subscription for that?
I think I was there. I think I seen that too.
Yeah.
In a little
There was a
tiny
lot of
room,
folks
like
there.
a room like this big.
Yeah, it was a
and
little
like
old
bunch of kids.
sweat
Yeah.
box. And
Like a little
they
punk
would-
show.
Steve, I guarantee you, little big
Y'all
head
was
Steve.
creating
Oh, he
some
was there for
excitement.
sure.
Little big ass Steve running around.
Big head Steve was there.
As a little kid, his head still the same size.
I bet Mike was in there.
Yeah, Conway had to been there.
No, I mean, Mike Johnson. I bet he was in there.
Oh, yeah.
I just got back off a vacation with the Johnsons.
Where'd y'all
Ain't
go?
no vacation like a vacation with the Johnsons. Fernandina.
Fernandina.
Fernandina. Yes, sir.
The classic vacation spot for all of Waycross.
Stayed at the log cabin. We had a big time.
Did you ever stay at the log cabin? I have.
That's the first time I ever stayed at the log cabin. It's cool as shit. I'd always seen it,
man,
but I'd
it's
never
big.
stayed there. Big bad, and it's almost in the road. It's like the
it's on the
closest
main
house
strip.
to the road.
Yeah, like you got to go. The road
It's
kind of goes
a log
around
cabin on the beach.
on front of it.
It's cool as shit.
So on the north or south end? When you get
North.
to the red light,
north
you go
and
that
south.
way.
North, yeah. Closer to where water slides used to be.
Oh, man, that's childhood memories of that town.
Fort
But
Clinch. No, that ain't Fort Clinch. Yeah, Fort Clinch, yeah. Have
Man.
you ever been down there?
Nope, no sir.
Oh, next time when y'all come, we'll
How
Not
long are you
vacation
down?
vibe, just going.
no,
on a
we'll go
plane
down
vibe.
there and have a
Sunday
night,
morning.
have a big night or two.
Just in town for an evening or two. Are you playing anywhere tomorrow?
Oh
Saturday?
yeah. Oh yeah, man.
Where are you playing Saturday?
2 places
Fancy.
that'll already be passed by the time this comes out. But
go ahead and say.
Yeah, go ahead. And
Plug your gigs from 2 weeks ago. That'd be great.
Barrier Island
Were you
Brewing
there?
Company
Yeah.
Boy, we had a good time
from 12
that
to
night.
3, and then
That's your
Okay,
gig.
what's
Y'all
up?
sounded great.
Wine
man.
Alley
Wine Alley.
from 7 to 10.
Sounds too
Both
fancy
on,
for me.
both on. No, it's outside. It's a real cool vibe.
There ain't nothing
So it's
fancy
not
over
classy,
there.
is what you're saying?
It's classy and
It's
it's
a
classy,
comfortable
but not
environment?
fancy.
It's
Is it a place you wouldn't recommend for people to go on
Definitely.
a regular time?
yes.
Or is it just when you're playing is the only applicable time to be
That's the
there?
only time I've been there. So
Oh, all right. Just
that's
when you
only-
play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's cool all the time.
Well, if you're
No,
playing,
I
you
have been
shouldn't
there
go.
other times. It's
Yeah.
cool.
All right, cool.
Pull your
Microphone.
mic to you.
Microphone, get that thing close
Oh,
to your mouth.
excuse me. Pardon.
There you go.
I don't like things like that close
so
to my
you still
mouth. I'm
married?
sorry, it's been a while since.
You still married?
Speaking of things, yeah, it's like I'm married like this. It's perfect.
Or
Yeah.
were y'all ever married?
Was that? No, we haven't been married yet.
Okay.
Next year, yeah.
All right.
Married for next year. Been together for 10 or
Well,
12 years now.
I met her on a Sunday. I met her in
Where the hell were we? We were in
wedding.
Massachusetts somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, Chris's
Chris's
wedding.
wedding.
Yep, yes, sir.
the backyard of
Miss Lisa.
The backyard of
his
a
wife's
very rich
parents'
people.
home.
Very rich folks. Mm-hmm.
Miss Lisa.
This is for you, darling. Always a pleasure.
Hello, darling.
Hello out there in Radio Land.
Tell them what you're doing now, Jake.
What's that?
There's some issues. Living on the government's money.
No, I don't talk about my work.
Tell us what you're doing,
I never
Jake.
used to talk about the things I did for money back in the day, and I don't talk about what I do now.
He sounds like a
Politician.
an old
That's the problem.
cowboy philosopher.
You got some
I
politician
talked
in you.
about the things I did.
You
got some
Like a
politician.
1930s Woody Guthrie.
Things involved in a man's life's up to the man and the things. That's all.
Now there's deep.
You put it on a bumper sticker.
Speaking
Give
of
me
deep, we
5%.
want y'all, if y'all enjoying this, we're going to mosey on over to the deep end in just a minute. So if you like what you
So we can get crazy.
listen to
I can
here,
finally say words
matter
that I
of fact,
speak regularly.
as you're watching this right now, you can go straight on over to patreon.com, look up Something in the Water, the deep end, and it's only $5 a month. You can watch it. If you don't pay that $5, you
What do you
can't
mean
watch it.
watch it? We're being recorded right now.
Yeah.
This
I
ain't-
was not aware of that in the
This,
list. Hello.
this ain't just radio.
Appreciate it.
Camera.
I've just been staring at you, Sean. You're too pretty. It's been too long.
That's what
Also,
you're supposed
the
to.
angle of the chair.
That's what
you know?
you're supposed to do.
Justin, you just give me the green light where I can talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna,
What's the time limit
You look
so
like the
far?
Green Lantern over there.
I don't know. We probably hit 15 minutes already.
What's the tail of the week?
Used to
there
be
coming up?
used to be a little counter up there. I don't see it anymore.
solid 20.
Wow, boys and girls, this was fast, wasn't it? Well, see y'all
That's what
later.
she said.
Yes, sir. I'll do it. Unless y'all want to keep talking, you know.
Read away,
So confused
Rito.
about the past 30 seconds.
I need about a cigarette break anyway.
All right. Before we go here, we thank y'all for being on this time. I got a little tale of the week here that concerns the Newfanglers.
Ooh.
You remember that bunch?
Who?
Whoa. Look at it. Speaking of ghostesses. 6 souls on board. Mike Johnson, Waycross pilot of the single-engine Piper Lance, spoke into the mic of the plane's radio right before we took off from Nashville's John C. Toone Airport. It gave me an eerie sense of mortality, but after the weekend we'd had, I'd have been a happy dead man. Dark Side of the Moon Pie is how I describe the Newfanglers Americana musical concept, equal parts Pink Floyd and Hank Sr. The real story happened years ago among the palmettos and blueberry patches in the South. In 2003, a handful of Waycross, Georgia songwriters put it all down in words and music. The Newfanglers recorded and released Blood in the Pines, the story of Hollis Shepherd, in 2007. It was in October 2005 that found me, Sean Clark, Paul Lee, in Nashville, Tennessee, with the nearly finished tapes for a recording session with the king of the steel guitar, Don Helms. Which one is Don Helms?
The one that's not Hank Sr.
The one that's not Hank. Don Helms was one of Hank Williams' drifting cowboys, the guy that sent chills down your backbone with those piercing, haunting steel guitar licks that graced more than 100 Hank Williams songs and were heard on 10 of Hank's 11 #1 country hits. Helms' instrument that weekend in Nashville was the same beauty that he played back in the day, a 1948 Gibson console grand steel guitar with no foot pedals that he nicknamed Old Red.
Old Red.
It was a double necker. The outside neck was in E6 tuning and the inside neck B13. The majority of his classic leads were done on the E6 neck. He used the B13 neck for fills. Just a little knowledge there. After Hank died, Helms went on to play on other classic country hits like Patsy Cline's Walking After Midnight, the Louvin Brothers' Cash on the Barrelhead, and Loretta Lynn's Blue Kentucky Girl. I grew up knowing well the beautiful steel guitar sounds of Don Helms. My daddy was a big Hank Sr. fan, and his records were the first music I can recall hearing as a child. So it was with excited reverence that I dared to think Don Helms might add his classic touch to our Newfanglers album. In 2004, we heard that Mr. Helms would definitely be interested in playing on Blood in the Pines. A few months later, we learned that the former drifting cowboy had suffered a stroke. Disappointment and weeping in the key of E6. Don Helms married Hazel Cullifer in 1945. There she is. She's the one, not Audrey. She was a beautiful country lady with a pleasant face and a peaceful strength. It was Hazel who nursed and nurtured her husband back to health after his stroke in 2004. We got the good news in 2005. Don Helms was back. Mike and Pam Johnson, along with slide guitarist Reed Bennett of Alma, Georgia, and I flew into Nashville on Saturday, October 29th. We checked in at the motel, hooked up with Fanglers Paul Lee and Sean Clark, then hit Broadway Street till I was walking backwards. Tootsie's Orchid Lounge, Legends Corner, Robert's Western World were filled with pure honky-tonk music, and Halloween was in full swing, with our own Sean Clark donning a rubber Elvis mask from a costumed Nashvilleian and striking a pose, just as a carload of Japanese tourists rolled up, cameras flashing. That'll be. I'll never forget that Sunday, October 30th. The recording session took place at a small wood frame house in a bohemian Nashville neighborhood. Don and Hazel Helms showed up, and once inside, he opened the fabled guitar's case. It was like a single ray of light from heaven, surrounded by a chorus of honky-tonk angels as I saw the original Gibson. This was the same guitar that I had listened to on so many occasions from the time I was 3. After the recording session, we took pictures. There's me, Sean, and Don, Hazel, and Reed.
Shut up.
He said, "Damn it, I shouldn't have worn the Beatles shirt."
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were old lady. That's his wife. He was talking about.
Yeah, Hazel.
Hazel.
Yeah.
She was sweet. It was we took pictures, bought copies of his autobiography, Setting the Woods on Fire. Remember that? That was a good little read too. Autographed, and he graciously, it was like a single ray of, excuse me. He graciously autographed all of my daddy's old Hank Williams record albums that I took with me. It was a full circle moment for me, for certain. Don Helms passed away 3 years later. His beautiful playing graced 2 tracks on the Newfanglers' Blood in the Pines, and I'm moved to tears every time I hear him. Wow, wasn't that special?
It's pretty cool.
Yes, sir. That was part 1 of the Newfanglers, and we'll come back with part 2 on our next podcast of our first of the month podcast. So we're glad to have y'all with us always. Be sure and subscribe, rotate your tires, and change your oil, and do all the things necessary to like our podcast. We beg you. We begging you. Yeah, and mosey on over there to patreon.com, look up Something in the Water, the Deep End, and you'll catch these lunatics right here.
Damn, Dave.
We'll be in,
Way to go.
we'll be in a rare form over there. They will too. And thanks again for watching.
All right,
Say good night. Say good night.
Good night.
Yeah,
y'all later.
throw you under the bus.
Y'all enjoy.
When the cold black water finds its way across through your veins, it just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate.